Hello, welcome back again, everybody, to the second session of the Flinty Brigade. Last time I called it the Forgotten Watchtower, which is the mission that they're on. But technically, this particular group is the Flinty Expedition Brigade, or shortened to the Flinty Brigade because it's fun and cute. But it's an honor to have these amazing folks again for the second session. Looking forward to it. Everyone, I introduced them last time, but we're introducing them again because it's a whole new week. I'm super lucky and grateful that I have on the three-shot D&D session tonight the core Mighty Mango Mates themselves. We have the amazing CozyConChile, the lovely TanTanTater, the schmexy Epsyonz, and the super clever noforn. And I'm going to have them real quick run through a quick intro of themselves and their character, and they're welcome to say anything about their stream that they want to share, even when they're streaming next. So we'll do it randomly. We'll let the dice decide, the dice gods decide who goes when. And I'm just going to go from my screen right here. 1, 2. So it looks like Epsyonz. Please introduce yourself, your character, and anything else you want to say.
My name is Epsyonz, obviously part of the Mighty Mango Mates. My stream is mainly about mental health awareness, healthy boundaries, and inclusivity. My character is Yawn, with the lovely direwolf Yip Yip, who's currently a puppy. And I guess something that really stands out from my character is I have broken English, and I was raised by wolves.
Gotcha. Ooh. Okay, cool. And then next is actually it's TanTanTater.
Ooh. Hello everybody, TanTanTater, call me TanTanTater, Tanya. My stream, I just stream a variety of games, going through like a lot of narrative games that are like strong on character stories, single player, things like that. My character is Krinoa Babblecraft. She is a rock gnome cleric. She's been through a lot of sad stuff, but she's really excited to always like help people and get them through all of that difficult stuff. And yeah.
Excellent. Alrighty. Noforn.
Hello, my name is noforn. So my stream mainly consists of competitive shooters, mostly Overwatch 2, but I do dabble in some narrative single player games. So right now I am going through Avowed. This Saturday I'll be starting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then tomorrow I haven't really decided what I'm going to be playing, but today my character is Leoro Dawnmind. He is now he's a Circle of Moon druid. He's from Gamboge Forest, and he's just venturing out to see what's out in the world. He's a very curious character. So, yep.
Very nice. And CozyConChile.
Hi everybody, I'm CozyConChile. I consider myself a variety streamer. I like to play cozy games. I like to play a lot of single player adventure games, especially indie ones. Those are my bread and butter. Like Epsyonz, I also like to talk about mental health, especially like setting boundaries, and all that good stuff. My character's name is Enara. I forgot to give her a last name, but we're just gonna go with that. She's kind of like Cher. She doesn't need one. And she is a dark elf, sorcerer. And her backstory, she did come from like an evil family, a noble family. And she's off on an adventure for the very first time, kind of setting her own path because she always felt out of place, because she's actually kind of good and wants to do good, not like her evil family. And she's just very excited and a little bit giddy, but she's trying to like hold it in to keep her cover and to keep her cool. So that's Enara.
Very nice. Very nice. Amazing. Thank you for sharing about yourselves and your characters, guys. For the folks, the recap of last week, our brand new adventurers had all, well, 3 of them in some capacity had found job postings on local boards that indicating that Duke Greven de Mar of who is the Duchy of Flint Hill had commissioned a new Flinty Expeditionary Brigade, basically an adventuring force designed to explore and investigate throughout the Flinty Hills and the Gamboge Forest, because he wants to proactively deal with threats of bandits or roaming monsters or hidden enclaves of evil. The 3 of the characters decided, well, you know, this sounds like something I might want to try. I might want to do. They felt a calling, as it were. Some of them, for some of them, it was a calling from their deity. Some of them, it was just the call of adventure. Others, it might just be the call to explore. With the exception of Yawn, who is basically just following, for now, following Krinoa, because Krinoa healed him and Yip Yip really likes her, and so he's like, okay, maybe this could be our new pack. And he's already met new people, and they seem to like him and trust him and rely on him, and he's starting to feel like this is a pack I can be a part of. And the first mission that they were given by Captain Ludius Thorn, who is the leader of the Flinty Brigade, was to explore a forgotten watchtower. This watchtower had basically kind of fallen through the cracks. Communication with it had been cut off right at the start of the Greyhawk Wars 10 years ago. And because of the timing of it, because the Greyhawk Wars broke out and all the different military forces had to organize and move out and stuff, the bottom line is communication with this watchtower had fallen through the cracks, and no one knows what happened to them. In fact, basically the administrator who had been administrating them died during the Greyhawk Wars, and so it was one of the reasons why it fell through the cracks. And also his team had not kept very good records. But apparently now that we've been a few years into peace after the Greyhawk Wars, and after the Duke Greven had been reorganizing and managing his duchy to help it flourish again after the wars, some relatives of the soldiers that had been stationed at this forgotten watchtower came forth with this tale of what can be done to be found of our relatives after all this time. And so the Duke decided to investigate and found, sure enough, there were some records that proved their story, and he wanted to send out the expeditionary force. One of their first missions was to see what happened, investigate what happened to the soldiers of this forgotten watchtower. And the team came together, and it turns out that again, the 2 of them already knew each other. They'd been traveling together for a few days. And as it turned out, Yawn also had met Leoro in the past a few times in passing, when Leoro had been passing through Yawn's forested area, doing trade routes and such. And so right there was already a little bit of a connection between them. The outlier of the group was the person that they all had to wait on, who had the longest to travel to get to Big Rapids, and that was Enara, the elven sorceress. And as far as they are concerned, she is a pallid elf or a gray elf. They don't know any better because as a dark elf, she knows that the people of the surface world would see her with hatred and malice. And so she uses magic to disguise herself as a pallid elf, and is sort of traveling incognito. But she has joined this expeditionary force too, and trying to prove herself to the group. And they're getting to know her, and but it's going very well because there's something fun and infectious about her bright and cheerful personality. So with that, the group has traveled on. They're traveling with an NPC named Corporal Culver, a human fighter who is there mainly as a liaison. He's not there to lead them. In fact, he insists that they need to, set their own party leader if they want. But Corporal Culver is there to just support them and answer any questions, and just in general be a guide, and to help report back from their, he's also there to assess them a little bit, for their first mission. And so far he's impressed. And I, as a DM, must say, so am I. I think these guys are doing great, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the evening and our next session too. So, with that said, was there any part of the? The recap. One last other thing. They had already made their way several days, almost a week, deep into the Flinty Hills that you can see on the map there. And they're not far from the location where the Forgotten Watchtower is said to be. And in fact, they've made it to one of the sort of waypoints of their journey, which is a natural spring that's the source of a stream in the hills and forest. And when they got there, they found that a group of roving scavenger goblins was encamped there. And they decided that, they noticed that the goblins were not flying colors of any kind. They did not have banners. So it didn't appear to be some sort of invasionary scout force, more likely just scavengers who had either intentionally or accidentally wandered too far across the border. And they decided, you know what, these are interlopers regardless of whether they're invaders, and goblins are pretty much the natural enemy of everybody in the kingdom of Nairon, because they were just one of the main military forces of the kingdoms across the border that had attacked Nairon. And for some of them, both Tantan's character Krinoa had, just remember, I need to grab this. Krinoa, her family was effectively killed by goblins. Not directly, but there were wars going on near her cave, and the wars caused her to be her cave to collapse and killed her family. And so she has obviously deep-seated issues with goblins. And then Yawn, his favorite enemy is goblins, because anytime he was in his little forest, sometimes roving goblins would come his way. And during the Greyhawk Wars, he basically was just sort of raised by wolves and lived there as a part of nature, as a creature of nature, right? But as a wood elf, he is long lived. He just had no guidance or anything from humanoids, only from the pack the wolf packs that he had grown up in. And goblins were always the natural enemy of, the wolves whenever they came into this part of the forest. So that's where we're at. Did I miss anything? Nope. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to roll randomly again, and this time you're going to tell me each of the something I like to do. It's sort of a Stormy kind of special thing that I do for my D&D campaigns is after each session or the beginning of each new session, I ask the players to tell me what stood out to their characters the most about what they experienced last time. So let's start off. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're starting with Cozy again.
I think what stood out is my character's backstory. She was kind of like a prodigy, had high expectations, but on her first adventure, when it came to battle, she didn't do so hot. So she wasn't really used to that, and she really feels like she needs to step it up, and hopefully it will do better in the next battle.
Well said. I like your thinking. All right. Noforn.
Yeah, I think for the most part, my character was pretty surprised. I mean, he thinks it's maybe call it beginner's luck, but we did pretty well. He did notice that Yawn did have some trouble, but he's seen him in action before, so it looked like it was nothing but a flesh wound. But yeah.
Right on. So I should have said by your character's name, Leoro. Anyway, and Krinoa.
Yes, so for Krinoa, I think she, in the moment of battle with everybody, was kind of surveying what her part was. As a cleric, I feel like she often has to balance combat versus making sure that everyone's healed up and ready to go. So she did have a sense of relief that she could heal one of her teammates, Yawn, as he got the metaphorical arrow to the knee. So she was glad that she could help where she could, and she's very happy that Yip Yip was safe.
Nice, very good. And finally, Yawn.
So I think Yawn mainly noticed the differences of battle styles. As he grew up with wolves, it's all about aggression, and then he noticed that the team was more about positioning and supporting one another. And I think he's starting to see that there's more ways than one to communicate and to fight. So that's what he's seeing from that perspective, considering all the damage he took just by going all in.
He did dish out a lot too. All right. That was great. Great recaps, guys. Holy crap. Are you sure you haven't done this before?
No, we
Beginner's
promise.
All right, so we're gonna jump straight into the session now, guys. Thank you all for coming, and enjoy the show. So you guys, we left off basically right as you had cleaned up the goblin encampment, dragged off the bodies. You had Krinoa had said something very generic over their bodies, and she was hesitant to even do that, but she did. And afterwards, you all encamped in that same spot, and that is exactly where we left off, and where we're going to continue. You all are sitting around the campfire. It's a nice clear night, and here in this kind of grotto by the spring, you can see up into the stars, into the sky. There's no clouds in the sky. Imagine the sky is littered with stars, unlike in our modern life where that's impossible to see unless you go certain places. But it's a cool but comfortable night, and you hear the crickets and cicadas in the distance in the forest, and you're sitting around eating, and Corporal Culver says, "We did good, I think that I think I brought a little flask of ale that I would like to tip my hat to each of you. Especially to Yawn for getting stuck a few times and still sticking upright. I've seen larger men than you go down with far less wounds than that. I was quite impressed. And so, if you all don't mind, here, take a little tasty. Give me your. He brings out of his pack. He's got some mugs, little small little mugs, and he hands them out. It says, "Don't worry, we're not gonna break our mission. We're not gonna lose. We're not gonna get drunk or nothing. I like to, but that doesn't mean we can't celebrate our successes." And he gives you just a little from his flask in each mug. And, you're all sitting there with the mugs. For some of you, this is not necessarily a big thing. For some of you, it's going to be like, what's going on here? So I want to hear, so Yawn finds the smell of it kind of strange. I kind of, so with that, everybody, with the exception of Yawn, takes a drink. Right? Or does everybody take a drink? All right. So did Yawn even take a taste, or did he just, was the smell enough for him to go, nope? All right. And so even though Corporal Culver notices this, he thinks that it must be some sort of weird cultural thing for you. So he still gives you a nod. He says, that's to a battle well fought and a victory well won. While we're here before, it looks like we only have about a day and a half to if we're right, it shouldn't be too much longer till we get to the next, our final destination, the watchtower itself to explore. So if we move quickly enough, who knows, we might make some good time tomorrow. But in the meantime, since we've traveled together for a while, and we've slayed enemies together, I thought I'd ask you all, if you don't mind, whoever wants to go first, please tell me why it is that you all chose to join this Flinty expeditionary force that the captain has put together in the name of Duke Greven. If you don't mind, I think it would be useful for us to know. Does anybody want to start first? Do you want me to all to pick first?
I can start. I guess not much people know why I've left my conclave out of Gamboge Forest, but my parents were slain, and I've just felt like I just had my time there and would like to venture out. Also through some dreams, I think Sahianine was speaking to me, and I couldn't really figure out exactly what these dreams meant. So I think it was a calling for me to leave the forest in pursuit of those answers.
Oh, it's wonderful. It is. It's a noble pursuit. How about you, mighty cleric lady Krinoa?
Krinoa looks despondently at her mug, contemplative, and she mutters under her breath, "It's a long story, but similar to my colleague Leoro, I too have lost many loved ones in the acts of war, and truth be told, for many years since then, since I lost everyone and everything, I've just been trying to find my purpose, and it is thanks to my deity, Garl Glittergold, that I found a purpose to protect others, and I also just want to find a chosen family. And I think that sharing the joy that comes from protecting others with others is a valiant cause, and this expedition truly feels like a good start to that path that I'm on.
Indeed, I agree. That's wonderful. How about you, Enara?
Well, first, thank you both so much for sharing. It must be quite the burden to carry that, but hopefully traveling with us will help maybe create new adventures and not think about it so much. But well, I've always just yearned for adventure, super excited about it. Like all of you, it is my first time and I'm just really excited. But growing up, it wasn't so easy, even though I may seem super chipper and happy. I was, you can almost say, the white sheep in a black sheep family, because had really high expectations. I basically had to like take over the family business. I won't get into it too much, won't bore you with details, but I just needed to get away and do something different and do something for myself for the first time. And exciting but scary for sure. And I'm just happy to be amongst all of you to do that.
Of course, it's our honor. And
Thank you.
Yawn, how about you, sir?
Yeah?
You obviously are experienced in battle and dispatched your enemies quite easily. And took a few hits, a few licks yourself. Why did you decide to come along on this ride?
I don't have ride. I have hands and feet.
Oh, figure of speech. I'm sorry. What brings you to join us on this important quest that we have here in the name of the Duke?
Where blah blah goes, I go. Cause yip yip like blah blah. Blah 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 blah.
So you want to protect your friends, is that it?
Pack.
Heck. Ah. Well, that's quite a noble pursuit as well. That's wonderful.
Here, here.
Thank you all for sharing a bit of yourselves with me. He says, I have to admit that my reasons are not quite so noble as yours. I always found that I had a bit of administrative know-how, as it were, and a bit of martial prowess, at least amongst my family. My family, kind of like Enara's, has a family business, but it's in a poor district on the outskirts of one of the capital cities. And they struggle, and so I thought if I joined the military, I could send money back home to them. And but and I continue to do that. But as soon as I got the opportunity to join this special expeditionary force, I jumped at the chance just because. I guess maybe a lot like Leoro, I want to explore, see new places and new things. I also like figuring out things, so I suppose going on this investigation is sort of something I would enjoy too.
I commend it. Cheers.
Well. And with one more time, he puts his mug up and you guys drink to that. Was there any other role playing or planning that you guys wanted to do? We already did the level ups for everybody. This is kind of assuming that in the morning you wake up and kind of talk about them and you feel like in the morning you wake up very refreshed, and you all take your watches that you gave me, and it goes uneventful. All of your watches are nice and peaceful, and these goblins were definitely an anomaly for this area. But as you're getting breakfast and stuff, you feel energized. You feel like you have new capabilities, and each of you are looking forward to seeing what you can do with your new capabilities. And with that, you guys, is there anything you all wanted to do before you head out on your way towards your ultimate mission?
I'd like to speak to blah blah. Blah blah.
Yes,
Do you
Yawn?
like this pack? Do you feel safe?
I would say so far that Leoro and Enara and even Corporal Culver have shown to be amazing comrades in battle. A lot of them have noble reasons for being here, whether it's for an individual pursuit or, supporting others in a long distance. So far, my judge of character for them is good. I'm developing trust in them, and I have faith in them. How do you feel about them, Yawn? Good? Bad?
You trust? I think good.
Krinoa also pats Yip on the head.
Leoro
And I
pats Yawn on the head.
Oh, Leoro, I didn't see you.
Yawn needed a head pats too.
Yes. Forgive
Love it.
me.
I love it.
Krinoa also pats Yawn on the head.
One day, Yip. One day I will pet you.
You have a
I
pretty hard
believe.
head there.
Alrighty. Well, you guys head out, and I'm gonna have, two head out in the right direction. I'm gonna have the two survivalists roll a survival check for me. And if I remember correctly, Yawn gets to roll at advantage because he's got Yip with him. So it's Epsyonz and noforn. Roll me a survival.
So I got a 15, and my survival is a 5, so a 20.
Nice. And noforn, or I should say, Leoro.
I got a 9 and survival is 6, so 15.
Okay. Leoro, you pick up the trail really easily. But on top of that, the kind of uncanny skills of the duo of Yawn and Yip. He also picks up on the same trail, the same kind of general direction. You feel like it's the right, it's an old trail from here to where you think it's supposed to be. You find the direction to go. He finds an actual old trail that's been overgrown over the last 10 years. But once he starts to kind of uncover it, it becomes a little more obvious, and that even some small animals had started to use it, had continued to use this over time. So that's why it's still partially there. And so you feel like, wow, like the three of you together feel like you could track anyone or anything through anywhere. Feeling very confident. And you head on your way. And because of you guys' great tracking skills, you make excellent time. You're thinking it was going to take you roughly a day and a half to get there. But because you found this trail and the way it snakes through the woods and bypasses a lot of the elevationary changes, instead of going up over hills, it kind of cuts through them. You're able to make a lot faster time than you realize. past. And after like a full day's journey, the dusk is slowly creeping in. You can see the sun just over the horizon. Let's see, you're traveling east, so it'd be behind you. You know, the sun is disappearing, and so slightly before dusk, you notice that now there's a light cloud cover, and there's a warm, humid breeze. There's even a light sprinkle occasionally. And in the distance, every once in a while, when you do peek over a small hill and can see through the trees, you can see dark clouds on the distant horizon and lightning shooting not all over the place, just in a spot in the distance. It's pretty far, but it does seem like Leoro, you as a person of nature, you get the sense that it's moving this way. Actually, you know, both you and Yawn get the sense that it's moving the same direction that you're going. You're kind of basically traveling towards it, and but it's moving slowly. So you think that you might be able to get in the general area where you're supposed to find this place. Hopefully, before it gets too close and too bad, you might be able to get there towards the edge of whatever kind of storm front is there. And you continue pushing forward. You know, you pushing the rest of the group. I'm going to actually have everybody roll me Constitution saving throws to push a little bit harder through, because you want to try and beat the oncoming storm in the distance.
I got a
so
6+.
Enara, what did you get?
Oh, sorry.
I rolled a 19. What do I add to it? Is it the Constitution?
If you'll see next to it should be on your your first page, the box that says saving throws.
Okay.
And you'll look at the one that says Constitution. I believe it's just I don't know, I could be wrong. Is Constitution, well, what is the number next to Constitution?
In that box, it's 5, and I rolled a 19, so 24.
Okay, so you easily, you've had a lot of training from your past, so you easily keep up with the heavier pace of the two guys, or not the two guys, but the two forest dwellers, I should say. And and then Krinoa, what did you get?
Krinoa has a total 15.
Okay. You have no problem keeping up as well. Like it's not so hard of a pace that I set the DC really high, so you're doing just fine. And now Yawn and Leoro.
Yawn's total is 12.
Okay. And Leoro?
Total 7.
Okay. So Leoro, so Yawn, you're fine. I do want you to, let me see. He's not an animal companion yet, or is he? I don't remember. I think is it third level becomes one? Yeah. So I'm not gonna have you roll for him then yet. Leoro, you're finding yourself a little winded because you're wanting to push the team faster. And so at first you're gonna have, once I describe where you get to, you're gonna have a level of exhaustion. And what that means is you're gonna have disadvantage on ability checks, which isn't a big deal. So,
Okay.
And so now, despite the the druid being a little winded,
Did you say stick? Yeah, Roro looked tired.
make your way through. The forest starts to change a little bit in this this final push. It starts to look like the trail is even more of a trail, even though it is still overgrown and has been for a while. It's kind of interesting and spooky because the way the trees kind of grow over it like an arch, like an arched tunnel of trees, and you continue through, and then suddenly it kind of starts to break out a little bit. The forest starts to thin out some, and you kind of can see through the trees up on the next ridge on a hillock that goes up just past the trees. You see a graying tower rising over the trees, and as you make your way closer, just as the beginning of dusk starts, and you can definitely see that the clouds are starting to roll in this area, and you can feel the breeze picking up, and the light drizzle is now more of a sprinkle, and you now kind of break out from the trail into making your way up at the crest of the hill, spreading out on a level flat field, but still covered in trees and brush all over the place, is a tower. And what you see though, basically you come up into the courtyard of this tower area, and you see an old graying tower made of stone. Think very Skyrim-esque, right? That kind of stone. And the tower is round. To the right of the tower, you see a small, partially collapsed building that looks like it was the stables. To the left of the tower is a small, what looks like a shack, but then kind of stretching at an angle out into the forest behind it is an attached larger building that you suspect is the barracks. It's sort of behind the tower though, so you can only see the edges creeping out. What you also take a note of is as you approach at this edge of the courtyard, and the oncoming storm and the wind and the rain, you just almost as you all broke under that hill, you weren't sure that the druid and Yawn, Leoro and Yawn, you weren't sure what you were feeling, but as soon as you're now standing in this courtyard, you have this sense of kind of a foreboding. It feels off, and you realize that it's too quiet except for the wind and the rain. You don't hear any more animals in this area. It's as if the animals and the insects avoid this area. And the trees and brush and bushes and vines, as they get closer to the tower, they seem withered and diseased and or dying. And you even Krinoa, now that you're standing in the courtyard, you kind of get a shiver up your spine, like the heebie-jeebies of it feels. The best way I can describe it for your character is it feels like something has unhollowed this land, this area, this ground. It's unhollowed ground, for the druid, it feels like nature has been corrupted in this area, and for the ranger, it feels like nature is receding from this area, avoiding it because it's like a sickness or a disease. You all also notice that because it's the limit of your distance of your sight, because you're roughly 100 40 feet away from the entrance to the tower. But you can definitely tell it's a dark outline, and it looks like the a door for the tower is kind of hanging broken. So it's kind of open, and all you see is darkness at this distance. And then over to the right of the entrance, kind of just in front of and to the side of the stables, that collapsed stables, it looks like there's a couple of mounds of dirt and holes, and that is what you all see. So, what do you do next?
Leoro wants to investigate, but first he asks Yawn, hey, I know your senses are keen, just as mine. I can't sense anything, but do you feel anything here? Seems pretty desolate, but I'm not getting a good feeling.
Yawn feels nature is avoiding this place. How do you say EBGB? EBJubble? EBGB bubble? EBGBs?
Jeebus.
Blah blah, what do you think?
Krinoa kind of looks around, hesitant, feeling just the lack of safety around, and agrees. She says, yeah, I think it would be worth seeing if we could all do our best to investigate or check this area. Those, particularly, at least those mounds look like they could have something. I could try to see if I could pick up on more details on what sorts of things are at work here that we might not be able to perceive at the moment.
Leoro asks, Corporal Cold, what do you make of those mounds? Oh yeah. What do you make of those mounds? Do you think we should investigate that first, or our surrounding area, before going into the watchtower?
Well, they seem kind of small. I'm not quite sure what those mounds are, why there are holes next to them. Of course, from this distance we can't tell unless we get closer and check it out. You all say this place is making you feel weird. Is that right?
Yes.
But we gotta figure out what that is. Why is it so weird?
Well, what do you all want to check out first? We can go look at the mounds or the shack, or go straight to the tower, or both. What? I'll leave it up to you all to decide how we proceed.
Should we
What do you
stick
think,
together?
Nora?
Oh, sorry. Beat me to it.
Oh, no. You're good.
Well, there's definitely something, or there was something here, some kind of a presence, or else it wouldn't be so still and quiet. Without knowing what it is, it might be a good idea to stick together. But what do you guys think?
I would have to agree. Oh, yes. I would have to agree with Enara. I think that, especially since we're not familiar with what might be in front of us or even around us, it might be fruitful to stick together rather than going off on our own. But yeah. I
agree. I think if we scope the surrounding area together to make sure our perimeter's covered. As far as the watchtower, I can shapeshift into a rat and scope it out before anyone goes in.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea, and that way you can always escape if needed. You'll be fast. As long as you're not too winded from the drinks last night.
That's true. Maybe I can give you a time limit if I don't make it out.
Give us a signal.
Real quick, I do want to make a note. So I said that you have one level of exhaustion. Normally, the level of exhaustion requires a certain amount of rest, but it was only a minor amount. So it's only going to affect the first round of like a short period of time, effectively. It's not going to be for very long.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. That was mostly joking.
So Corporal Culver says, so you all think we should all just sort of stay here and wait while you go scout ahead as a critter? You're going to be able to change into a rat?
Yes, I can shapeshift now. I saw it in my dreams last night.
That's amazing. Okay, wait to see that.
Okay. It'll be my first time, so don't judge me, please.
We believe in you. You got this.
Yawn still feels uneasy about this plan.
Okay.
You say that out loud? That was you in character?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
What do you want to do, Yawn?
Packs should stay together. Roro going on own, too risky.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, I am exhausted and hungover, so it would only make sense if we stayed together. What do you think we should look first then?
Perhaps we should go check and see what's in those holes.
Okay.
I agree with
I think I see a shovel over there too.
Thorny.
So you guys are going to move as a group towards the tower, over to the right of the tower where you see the holes in the small dirt mounds?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
As you approach the holes in the dirt mounds, you notice that the holes are kind of oblong shaped as you get closer to them. The angle that you were at, you couldn't quite tell, but they're oblong shaped, and there's a bit of like a shape inside of them, and you realize that what you've come across, there's also one shovel laying in between them, partially on one of the mounds, and it looks like these holes are shallow graves that have been dug, and there are bodies in the shallow graves that are only partially covered, and you can see them kind of have been there. Like they've been covered enough that a lot of animals haven't gotten to them, but they've obviously are sort of in a not like true mummified state, but you know how a corpse can be, somewhat mummified just under the right conditions. And of course, decades have come and gone, and all kinds of different conditions have been here. But yeah, basically these crusty corpses are lying in these shallow graves. And just as you kind of get close enough to see that and realize that, you all hear both a strange kind of clacking sound coming from the shadowy doorway of the tower. And Enara, with the longest dark vision of the group, can see deep into the tower. And she sees, and you all also hear kind of the dragging of feet with this strange sound. And suddenly, well, not suddenly, but eerily emerging from the shadows of the tower are skeletal beings with glowing green eyes. And as soon as you see them emerge from the shadows of the door, you also notice that the corpses in the shallow graves also are rising with glowing green eyes, and you all need to roll me initiative.
See?
Right.
Save your ass if you went there alone.
Here's the group. I'm gonna draw up.
Spooky.
Bear back real quick.
Don't judge my terrible circle, please.
We could never.
Actually, really symmetrical.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
On a roll, do we add a proficiency to it?
So your initiative roll, you'll see the number next to your armor class. You roll that number, it says initiative, and you add that to your d20. I'm pretty sure you have a +8, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have the alert feat. This is that collapsed stables over here. And then this is the shack. And the courtyard, the elevated courtyard. This is all lots of trees and brush. I'm not going to grab the trees for this one just because I want you guys to be able to kind of see. And then behind the tower. Oops, that wasn't very straight. An old hitchy post. Tumbling old outhouse. Lots of vines and brush. But again, it's all kind of brown and decaying. This is the true shallow graves with the mounds and the shovel.
Yeah.
And but if it's all right with you guys, let's see. Who felt like they were the most curious and were I mean, I guess you guys were all kind of coming over here to look, but we'll just sort of put you all kind of like this.
They're still funny. Hope y'all didn't hear that.
Hear what?
Perfect. Just do crazy neighbors. Just the sounds of the city.
I understand that.
Yeah.
You just see noforn and just losing his shit, and I don't know why.
They're like yelling and playing music.
So rising out of the grave, the undead things have more flesh on them, whereas the things coming, the dark entities coming out of the tower are very skeletal, like almost no flesh left on them, just tattered armor and gear. And let's see. get initiatives real quick here. Let me erase this. So, Culver. Why did I? Here we go. Okay. He gets that. So, yeah. All right. Enara.
12.
Krinoa.
A mighty 5.
What'd you actually roll?
A 4 plus 1 initiative. So, so I got a 5. Her armor's heavy.
What'd you get, Leo?
Oh, so is this with a dex modifier too, or is it just a roll?
So your initiative should have your dex modifier in there, right? It's next to your AC in the center of the page.
Oh, okay. So my initiative is 3. I got 6 plus 3, so 9.
9, okay. And Yawn.
Yawn's initiative is 8, and Yawn rolled an 18, so 26.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice.
Hit up the casino after.
You should.
They didn't look like dice roll, but whatever.
So I'm gonna roll a separate initiative for the zombies and a separate initiative for the skeletons. But each one will be one initiative, just 2 different groups.
So many dead things.
The slow-ass zombies are slow-ass zombies. And
That's good. That's less terrifying.
all right. So it looks like, obviously, for Yawn, this is his first time ever encountering anything like this before. He was very sheltered in his kind of forested, hilly area. I mean, he had a range that he and his wolf packs that he grew up with had moved, but you pretty much avoided war. You avoided all kinds of stuff. It was a very secluded area. And so you just never really experienced anything like this before. You've never seen the dead things get up with glowing green eyes. And your character's not sure what to make of them, but they obviously are moving with hostility, and you can feel the waves of like negative hatred coming off of them. So what do you do?
So I'll make sure to stand in between the zombies and the pack.
Okay.
So that it would focus me, so I have a bit of protection on the pack.
Right. This is you.
I will. Yes. So I'll stand in front of the zombie on the left side.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will try my hand at attacking.
All right. Roll your attack against. I'm gonna use my little handy dandy blue for the skellies and purple for the zombies. You're attacking zombie 1.
So my first roll is a 3 on my 6th die, and it is a +4, so 7.
I think you have Wait, this, I thought you had, so your attack should be next to your die. I'm pretty sure like it's 4 from your strength and 2 from your proficiency for a total of a +6 that you'll be adding to the roll.
Oh. Okay, because here I have a 1d6 +4.
That's the damage after you hit. You first have to roll the d20 plus your attack modifier to decide if you hit, to figure out if you've hit. So if you remember, your strength plus your proficiency is your total attack bonus, which is a 6 plus. So, you rolled a what?
I just rolled a 12, and my strength modifier is what we're looking at for this. Which is a 4.
Yeah, let me see. Let me bring up your character sheet real quick here and see if I can help you. There's Yawn. So if you see where it says short sword in the middle square, it says 6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where.
So that's what I add.
That's what you add total, because that 6 is already your strength modifier plus your proficiency, 4 plus 2, and then so now you just add that modifier to the die roll. So you roll on the d20. You rolled a 12.
A 12, yes.
So then adding a 6 means you got an 18. That definitely hits the zombie. Did you want to make your bonus action attack with your offhand? Okay, well, go ahead and roll that one for me too then.
That's still with the 20 die, right?
Yeah, you still roll the d20 and add 6. Correct.
I just rolled a 19.
Okay. So a 19.
5.
Let me double check something here. I might be thinking 3.5. 5e. Yeah, I must have been thinking 3.5. Never mind. Go ahead, continue. So that's definitely a hit. So both of your short swords hit. So now is where you roll the damage modifier, which is going to be your 1d6 plus 4 for each one that hit. So the easiest way to do that is to roll 2d6 and add 8 to the total.
So I rolled a 4 and a 2.
So 4 and 2 is 6 plus 8 is 14.
Yes.
So you do 14 points of damage to the zombie in front of you. It's hard to tell if you hurt it because it's literally a walking corpse. And it's still standing.
My God.
Dang.
All right, so that was your bonus action as well. I don't think you have any other actions. So next is going to, that was initiative 1. Initiative 2 is going to be Corporal Culver, actually. And he's like, hey, gods, what are these things? It's undead. Terrible. I've heard about these. He's going to come over here and back up Yawn. 5, 10, 15, 20. He's not being the brightest fellow because he's putting himself right in between both of them, but maybe that's his intent. And he's going to take a swing with his longsword. I know that's not what the figure has, but that's okay. He lands a hit with his longsword on the zombie. He's attacking the same one that you did. And he gets... and slashes it through, and it's scary because like you both have slashed this thing 3 times and it's still standing. So that was initiative 2. the next initiative is these bony foes coming out of the tower. 5, 10,
How much did Thorn do?
50. How much did noforn do? He did.
Thorn.
Oh. Who?
Yeah,
mean
the
Culver?
character with the long sword.
Oh, Corporal Culver?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of the captain who's not with you guys. Yeah, Corporal Culver did 7 points of damage. I don't normally tell that, but I don't mind since you guys are new. All right, so this skeleton moves up and attacks Enara. And this skeleton moves up
How dare!
and attacks
That's minding my business.
Krinoa.
Oh God!
They come up with their
Get away, foul demon.
the weird sound you were hearing is their jaws are like chattering together.
Ugh.
And their attacks. Okay, Enara, what is your armor class?
Okay. Armor class is 18.
18. Oh wow. Wow. Oh, that's right, because of your background that we did. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, you the creature comes and slashes at you, but basically you just kind of easily dodge aside. Against
There's dirt on me.
against Krinoa. Krinoa, what is your armor class?
Also 18.
Also 18. Same with you. It just swings over your head. And it's the skeletons are done. And they're initiative 3. Initiative 4 is going to be Enara.
Okay. Ooh, I rolled an 18.
Well, first you got to tell me what you're doing.
I would like to attack the one that tried to attack me.
How are you attacking them?
and I'll do Firebolt.
Okay, so you're gonna try and cast your cantrip firebolt at the one that attacked you.
Yes.
So, okay. I do need you. Let me see.
And I would add the spell attack bonus, right?
Right, you add the spell attack bonus to whatever to your d20 roll.
Oh, so 24 in total.
Hang on a second, I'm checking something.
No worries.
24 will definitely hit. I just need to double check. Standard 5e. So on my normal campaigns, I have some custom rules, and I'll probably apply them here too, since you guys are new. But actually, I want you guys to learn, in case you play with somebody else who's more raw, rules as written, raw. So basically, because you're firing a ranged spell, but you're in melee combat, you have to kind of focus more, and so it means you're casting at disadvantage. So what that means is you roll a second d20, and you're going to take the lower of the two rolls.
Okay. I got a 16 for the lower one.
Okay, that's okay. That's still a good number, and that still hits the skeleton. So I believe Firebolt is a d10 damage, correct? See, is that skeleton number 2? Okay. So Cozy, what'd you get with your damage roll?
Oh, sorry. So I have to do another one with the d20?
So the d20 was to attack, right? To determine that you hit. And because you did hit, now you're rolling your damage die, which for Firebolt is a 1d10. So,
Okay.
yeah.
A 6.
A 6? Okay. All right, the Firebolt burns some of the tattered armor and clothes and some bones. That is initiative
You get hungry.
4. Initiative 5 is going to be Leoro.
Nice. Okay. So Leoro notices that Corporeal, Culver, and Yawn, for the time being, have the right side covered, but may sense that the left side might be in danger. So he is gonna run between the two those skeletons. Yeah, the two skeletons.
So you're going to move in between these two skeletons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully to divide them, so they don't focus one. And then so he's gonna cast Shillelagh
Okay. That's a
as a bonus.
I'll let you,
Oh.
just because you're new, I'll let
Okay.
you bonus action cast that before you move. That
okay.
way you're not casting while you're in melee, but it's not a big deal. Because
Okay.
technically in 5e it's okay. But yeah, so we
Okay.
just don't want you having to roll a well, I guess there's no disadvantage for Shillelagh, so but yeah, you bonus action cast your Shillelagh. So now it's a magical weapon on your staff, and you move between them. Do you want to smack one of them?
Yeah, I will smack the one closest to. Is that a 1? The one closest to Enara.
So, this was the one that she burned. It's been damaged. This has not been damaged. This is number 2, and this is number 1.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll go for 2 since that one's
2?
already damaged.
All right.
Yeah.
Wise tactical decision.
So I'll roll a 1d20.
Right. Roll a d20, and then you're going to add your strength modifier plus your proficiency. It should be next to your staff. But I believe that Shillelagh might also. Let me double check something here.
And that I forgot what Shillelagh is.
So Shillelagh, it basically makes your quarterstaff magical. You can use your spellcasting ability instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls of melee attacks. So what is your spellcasting ability? I think it's 4, right?
4, yes.
Yeah. So you're gonna go 4 plus your proficiency for a total of a 6. You're adding 6 to whatever the d20 roll is.
Okay, so 9 plus 6, 15. Yeah, 15.
That definitely hits the skeleton.
And now it's a 1d6 plus 1, right?
Actually, because Shillelagh also does more damage, it makes the damage die of the staff a d8. So, and because the way Shillelagh works is, it also boosts your damage. So you're going to actually be doing, instead of your strength, you're using your spell attack. So you're going to be rolling a d8 plus 4.
Oh, wow. Okay. I got a 10 total.
Nice. 10 total against Skelly number 2 that was already damaged. You whack it and crack the skull into it shatters into pieces, and the green glow of its eyes vanishes instantly as the bones crumble to dust.
Nice.
Ooh.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
So,
All right. So that was Leoro's turn. Next is going to be Krinoa, initiative 6.
yes, I have a question. So I have a
Yes.
holy symbol.
You do.
So what would I do to see whether or not that holy symbol would actually do something to these skeletal beings, if
Exactly.
anything? Like, can I do
That is a
anything?
great question. So, I need to. There's something in D&D called Channel Divinity, which is basically where you forcefully present your holy symbol and make some sort of statement in the name of your deity. And you have Channel Divinity once per long rest. I think it's long rest. It might be short rest. I need to double check. But
I think it's long rest. Yeah.
So this is a new ability you just gained. And I'm going to let you, of all the players here, real quick, before you do anything else, roll me a religion check.
Okay.
Is that a D20?
Yeah, she rolls a d20, and she's going to add the religion skill check that's next to it.
Oh,
What'd you
no.
get?
Did you roll a
I
Catholic?
rolled a 1 plus my 6, so a 7. So
Gotcha. You know that these are undead creatures, just general like zombie skeletons, but right now in the thick and heat of battle, a lot of your knowledge is kind of like, it's not that you don't know it, because these are as basic as it comes, but you're like frazzled, and so it's just not coming to the forefront of your brain. But it will come rushing at the end of battle, assuming that you're alive. All right. So Channel Divinity. Basically, you can you gain the ability to channel divine energy directly from your deity, using that energy to fuel magical effects. You start with 2 such effects: turn undead and an effect determined by your domain. I'm assuming that you want to try turning these things.
yes.
Okay. Let's take a look at Turn Undead in 5th edition.
What does that mean? Turning them?
As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer censoring the undead. Censuring each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you. So for you to want to do it, you probably want to move some to make sure that they're all in range.
Right.
The risk of that, though, is because technically turning undead is an action. So if you move and take an action, and you move out of the threat range of that skeleton, it's going to get an attack of opportunity on you. If you just turn undead from where you're at, 5, 10, actually, these guys are just barely in your range anyway, so you're okay.
Oh, so I don't have
If they were just outside your 30-foot range, you would need to move, and the skeleton could get a free swipe on you and might or might not hit you. So, but they are exactly within your 30-foot range. So go ahead and. So the way it works is a turned creature must. Within 30 feet, you must make a Wisdom saving throw. Yeah. So what is your spell save DC?
Spell save DC is 14.
Okay, I'm going to roll separately, not for all of them, but for the 2 groups. So I'm going to roll separately for the skeleton and separately for the zombies. For the skeleton fails its saving throw against your Channel Divinity. So real quick, do you want to role play what sort of statement or prayer you say on behalf of Garl Glitter Gold?
Yes. Krinoa says, in the name of Garl Glittergold, you will perish under the righteousness of truth and life.
Nice. So when she does this, you guys notice her holy symbol suddenly glow and flash in a 30-foot radius. And I'm going to roll for the zombies. The zombies also fail. So a turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions For its action, it can only use the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action. So on their turns, they're gonna run away, basically. You see the creatures just, it's almost palpable how they're crying out in pain from this divine radiant energy that's terrifying them. And wow, that was a nice turn there. So zombies are it's their turn now. And so this zombie is going to move away, both because of the way it's worded. It doesn't say that they can take the disengage action. It just says that they run away. So both you and the corporal are going to get an attack of opportunity. Actually, the corporal is going to take his attack of opportunity on this one, and you can take your attack of opportunity on this one. That would be Yawn. So Yawn, take your attack of opportunity on number 1 zombie.
Rolled a 13.
That's gonna hit a zombie because they have really low armor class. Please roll your, actually, you don't have to roll your damage because this zombie your minimum damage would effectively kill it, but zombies have something called undead fortitude. And basically it gets to roll a constitution saving throw. I do need you to roll the damage of your attack, so I know how much the damage is, because that will set the DC of whether it gets up again or not. 6, okay. And that was you adding the 4 to the roll?
No.
Oh, you rolled a 6 on a D6?
Yeah.
So then don't forget to add your 4 from your strength. So a total of a 10 damage, all right. So that means it's DC is a 15 on this Constitution saving throw. But it did get a 16. So what happens is the zombie number 1 moves away from you. You get the drop on it with a swing to the back of the head. It drops it down dead, but it seems like it's still wiggling. Now, Corporal Culver gets an attack on Zombie 2. He also gets a thwack on it. On Zombie 2, that is. For a total of 8 damage. Okay. So it basically kind of, they can't really run. Zombies are super slow. They only have a movement of 20, I believe. Yeah, 20 feet. And they can't run. So he goes 5, 10, 15, 20. He's heading for the forest. He kind of bumps into a tree and stops. Because he just has to get away from that 30-foot radius. All right. Yeah, it was their turn, which is they did all they can do now. So we're back to the top of the round with Yawn. You notice that zombie, even though you thought you slayed it, it seems like it's trying to get back up again.
I keep attacking it.
All right, so you move forward and attack it a couple of times?
Yep.
All right. Because it's prone on the ground, you have advantage. So you get to roll 2 d20s and pick the highest roll.
Oof. My highest roll is an 8.
I mean, that's 8 plus your 6, right? So a total of a 14. That's still very much a hit. Zombies are super easy to hit. In fact, your roll would have hit it. They only have an AC of 8, so So you smack the zombie. Minimum damage is going to be enough to kill it. It's going to get that roll again. So, but I still need you to roll damage so I can roll its saving throw.
Okay, so I'm rolling a 1 plus 4.
So 5. So it has a DC of 10. And it succeeds. That thing is still wiggling. You still have another attack though, if you want to go ahead and take it.
Yes. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Still 2d20s because of the advantage.
Yes.
13.
13 definitely hits. And then I'm gonna go ahead and roll me the D6 plus 4.
I rolled a 1 again, plus 4, 5.
All right. Oh, but I rolled a 1 this time. This time the zombie stays dead. You see the green glow of its eyes vanish as it kind of crumbles and rots into the ground.
My first zombie kill.
Huzzah!
Excellent job, Yawn.
Did you see that stick?
All right. Good turn, Yawn. And then you still have movement left because you only moved 5 feet. Did you want to move anymore? Maybe move towards the fleeing one? You can close the difference with the distance with the fleeing one if you want.
Yeah, but then at that point, I don't have any more actions to take.
You have like the reactive, right? Or what's it called?
Yeah, if you do close the distance and it tries to move away again, you'll get an attack of opportunity on it.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I want to do that then.
All right. Okay, so Yawn's done. Initiative 2 is Corporal Culver. He's all like, "That's your spirit. You got him on the run, Krinoa." And he's going to come over here and assist Yawn with the last one. He gets a whack on it. Ooh. For max damage.
Dang.
But this one still had quite a few hit points, so it has not gone down yet. All right, that's all Corporal Culver does. And then initiative 2, initiative 3 is the skeleton. They're not exactly that bright. It's going to just keep. Oh no! It's terrified now. It has failed its save, so it turns around and bolts back into the tower. So attacks of opportunity from both Leoro and Krinoa. So let's start with Leoro. You get an attack of opportunity. So roll a d20 and then add your 6 to the roll. Because that's going to be your spell attack modifier plus your proficiency. And you can do the same while he's doing that, Tan. With your, I forgot, you have a Morning Star? Is that right?
Yes, Morningstar.
What was it again? It was D.
Yeah, you're rolling you're rolling an attack. You got a free attack on this thing because it moved away from you. So roll a d20 and add 6.
Gotcha. I got 13 total.
13 total is just barely enough to hit the skeleton. What did Krinoa get?
15 total.
Nice, you also hit them.
Nice.
So for noforn, for Leoro, roll a d8 and add 4 to the damage.
12 total.
12 total.
8 plus
okay.
4.
And Krinoa, so skeletons have a vulnerability to bludgeoning, which you as a character and probably player didn't know. But what that means is it's going to take double damage from your weapon because a Morningstar does bludgeoning and piercing. So go ahead and roll the, I believe, what does your Morningstar say? Is it a D6 plus damage or D8 plus? I forget.
1d8 plus 3.
Gotcha. So you roll a D8 plus 3, and then we're going to double that.
Okay, I rolled a 7 plus 3, so that's 10.
Okay. So
20.
you know, he had already wounded it badly, and you crushed the crap out of it. You like basically disintegrated that skeleton. Spray of fine white powder into the ground, and the green glow of its eyes is gone.
Bye-bye.
Farewell, foul demon.
Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.
All right. And that was the skeleton's turn, which is initiative 3. Initiative 4 is Enara.
Hey.
You see the only enemy left is that zombie that appears to be trying to run away from Krinoa.
Am I able to do like a melee attack? Is that close enough?
Well, melee, no, see, melee means
I can't
like you're
tell,
hitting something within 5 feet. You know, you're like sticking, stabbing, bashing, but you can shoot ranged from there. A firebolt, I believe, is 100-foot range. You can easily shoot it.
Okay, I couldn't really see. Yeah, I'll shoot. I'll do firebolt and.
Okay,
Yeah.
roll me a d20 plus your spell attack modifier.
Okay. I got a 20. Not 20.
Wait,
so
you rolled a natural 20?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you crit the zombie. So the way I do crits is you're gonna take your damage die and max it, and then you roll the damage die again and add that to that maxed damage die. So roll me a D10.
Okay. I got a 5. The D10.
So 5 plus 10 is 15 points of damage to that zombie. And it is, and you did 15 points of damage, so its DC is 20 for the con save to get back up again. It's not likely it's going to get back up again. And yeah, I was right. It didn't roll well enough, so you drop that zombie permanently out of action.
Permanently again.
And the music stopped it's perfectly timed. That was crazy. All right. You all have defeated the rising dead with the green glowing eyes. And the rest of the party, you know, all of you acquitted yourself very well, but obviously everybody notices, and even Corporal Culver says, "Oh, it's quite impressive what you did with the flashing golden light from your holy symbol, Miss Krinoa."
I was happy to protect my companions with the power of my deity, and everyone did so beautifully. I'm honored and thoroughly impressed.
Indeed. Well, this place is creepy and scary. What do you all think happened here? He starts looking at the corpses. And you see him kind of rooting around on the corpse, but not like he's trying to loot it, but you see him turning it over and he's looking for ID tags, military ID tags. And sure enough, he finds military ID tags. And you got part of your mission briefing. I didn't give this to you, but part of your mission briefing gave the names of the soldiers that were supposedly stationed here at that time. And If you want me to make up names real quick, I will. But let's just say that you guys. So he points out, he lifts up off of the corpse that he's next to ID tags and says, "This one has ID tags of one of the soldiers. I think this is one of the names on the list. What do you all think? What do you all want to do next?"
Wow. Should we take the tag with us?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to take it. Should we search the other ones?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Was
So
that
does
on the
everyone take
zombie?
a corpse next to them and search for the ID tags? All of like 3 of them have ID tags. 1 of them doesn't. But you also notice that he is wearing the same kind of gear as the others. So it's you think it's possible that his ID tag might have come off or something. Or maybe he wasn't wearing it the day that he died, who knows? But you're pretty confident that he's likely one of the other soldiers based upon the tattered gear that he's wearing.
Okay.
So you have at least uncovered, you've done a sort of a part of the secondary part of your mission, which is to bring back ID tags. You still don't know what happened here and have barely begun to scratch the surface of exploring this place. So, what comes next? What do you all decide to do next in this eerie, haunted, forgotten tower?
I guess, we still haven't figured out exactly why there's zombies and skeletons. From some natural force, or is this due to some other person or entity?
Could we explore some more? Maybe get more information?
Yeah.
I think
Before you do
that
that,
would be worthwhile.
Yeah, before you do that, I will let TanTanTater or Krinoa and Enara. Krinoa can roll a religion check, and Enara can roll me a Arcana check. The druid and the ranger, they have nature magic, and nature magic doesn't know a lot about undead, so you guys don't really get a roll here.
And that's still a 20 die, right?
Yeah, you roll a d20, and you're gonna add your skills should be Arcana for Enara, and for Tantan, it's gonna be
Religion.
your religion. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got rolled a 17 plus 6, so total 23.
Okay,
Nice.
very good.
I also got a 23. I got 19, and I have 4 for Arcana.
Nice. Okay.
Good
Good job. So both of you come to the same hypothesis, and that is that you both have heard tales of the possibility that the corpses of the recently dead can be animated to become undead by either necromantic magic or potentially by some sort of evil corruption or dark clerics. Like there's a few different things that potentially could cause the undead to rise. What's a little unusual about these guys that sticks out in both of you guys' heads because you rolled so well is that they all had this green glow in their eyes. And that's not necessarily a typical thing that you hear about or see from undead that have been animated by either a wizard or a cleric. So you think you know a little bit more, but you're still not sure. And of course, your characters will kind of share this with each other and with the group. So feel free to RP that real quick.
Okay. Well, there's definitely something going on here. Someone or something brought these back from the dead, but It's also very unusual. Very, very unusual with the green eyes. What do you think, Krinoa?
Indeed, I will concur with her observations. It's definitely something afoot, and hopefully we can proceed further to see if we can locate more clues to get a better idea of what's happened here.
Yes, we should definitely explore some more. It could potentially still be here, but we won't know for certain until we explore.
All right. Well then, you all are standing before the Forgotten Watchtower, and you see what you can see. Tell me what you'd like to explore. What would you like to do first?
We still didn't check out the shack.
It's true.
Do you
We
wanna
did
check it
leave
out?
that unattended. Yes,
I think we should. Yeah.
Okay.
might be
That's
worth it.
fine.
Okay.
Yes,
So you
of
guys are
course.
going to, for now, avoid the dark maw inside the tower. So glancing through it, those with low light and or dark vision, I'm pretty sure that the dark elf is the one with the best vision. She can peer in and see pretty much the entirety of that foyer of the tower. And I'll sort of draw some of the stuff that she sees, while the rest go over here and check out the shack. You all can tell me who wants to check out the shack and how, and then, oops. Actually, he'll just kind of stand in between and like that.
How do you want to do this, Roro?
I was gonna ask you first. Do you wanna rock, paper, stick it?
Stick always wins.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. What does stick say?
Stick, say you go first.
Okay. I figured as much.
But we'll be right behind you.
Indeed.
Yep. Supervising from over here.
Stick will be behind you. Stick will be in my pocket.
That's the safest for stick.
Props.
Oh, see some stairs.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That is really cool.
The visuals really paint a picture.
Yeah, those are massive boxes compared to our characters.
So
Oh.
what she sees peering in
Mhm.
is kind of just, glancing around, checking it out while they're checking this out over here. There's a barrel and a crate that looks like they're kind of crumbling and falling apart and rotting. There's a door that likely leads to the barracks area from the tower, but it's somebody had covered it with furniture and crates and barrels. Looks like it basically a hastily made barricade to block the door. But you can tell the door is kind of partially split open despite the barricade. And then there's a table and chairs over here that's
Okay.
seems to be fairly intact. And of course, stairs leading up to the second level.
Okay.
So Leoro's going to be the one checking the door.
Yes.
What do? You just go up and open it?
Yeah, cautiously. So, actually, I think he'll stand to the side of the door, or sorry, in front of it, and then he'll kick it in, and then move to the side.
Subtle.
Okay.
No,
All right.
that's more Roro.
All right. So you're going to come over here. You're going to kick it in and move to the side. Go ahead and roll me a strength check. Basically, what that means is it's almost like a strength saving throw. You're rolling a d20, and then you add on your strength modifier.
Okay. I got 18 total.
Wow. Okay. Even though you're not very strong, you got a lucky roll, and you hit the door just right. And it's a ramshackle shack. The door kind of shatters open because it's old rotted wood, and it splits open partially, and you jump aside, and kind of you're peering around the corner, and Yawn is looking straight at it and ready for anything. But nothing leaps out of the darkness at you. What you find is some more like crates and barrels, and like looks like cleaning brooms and tools, and it's basically a storage and tool shed. But at a glance, it doesn't look like anything of value would be stored here.
Okay.
You can, of course, investigate it further if you want, though.
Okay. Yawn, do you want to investigate it further since I kicked open the door?
Going.
Okay, so you wander into the storage shed and investigate it. You're going to search it.
I'm gonna search it.
Okay, you roll an investigation check. So that's a d20, and then whatever your investigation, skill is, you add that to the roll. I'm
So
pretty
total
sure this is
17.
one of you what?
Total was 17 with the investigation.
Wow.
So my investigation is 1. I rolled a 16.
Nice. It's hilarious. Both of you flip-flopped rolls. He should have been the one bashing the door in because he's the strong one. And you should have been the one searching because you're the one who's good at investigation. But you both succeeded regardless.
They're learning from each other.
Yeah,
Listen to
investigating. He confirms it's full of like old rotted foodstuffs, a barrel of soured wine, some tools and cleaning supplies. However, in the back, he does find someone stashed a bag of gems in a small box.
Oh, nice.
Gems.
So he comes out holding a bag of shiny colored rocks.
I said that.
Wow. What you got there, Yawn?
You said that perfectly too.
Yawn,
Bag
you're
of
familiar with
rocks.
gems?
Yeah.
Bang rocks.
Rocks. Do you want me to hold them for you?
He's very excited for those gems.
Like
Indeed.
The rocks.
my rocks.
Oh, yep, of course. Gotta
Okay,
respect
he wants
it.
the rocks.
You wanna
He
touch
needs
your
sticks and rocks.
Yep, your rocks.
Yawn, play nice. These are our comrades that had just helped us in intense combat.
Here you go.
So
Thank you,
kind.
So who are you giving the shiny colored rocks to?
I give. What? How many are there?
There are 6 different colored rocks inside the bag. There's only like 4 different colors, but there's like 6 total rocks.
I give them each 2, and I don't keep any.
Oh, so you don't hand the bag to one person, you pick rocks out and hand it to individual people? Okay.
I'm learning to share.
He's sharing the rocks with you. We'll say that you guys take a brief moment. Leoro being the one who's been the trader from time to time and has the... I'm going to have you roll a... We'll check if that's even a skill. I don't think appraise is a thing in 5e. Just roll me an investigation check. That'll be your appraisal of the gems.
Okay. I got a 20.
Okay.
30, 20.
You determine that to any jeweler who knows their shit at all, these gems would be worth 50 gold for the bag. Actually, no, like 60 gold, yeah, because there's 6 of them, roughly 10 gold each. Yeah.
Most decent.
Well, we do have to pay a tax, right?
Say again? Right. For these kinds of treasures, you're supposed to pay out. Well, at the end of the mission, when you turn in your report and everything, you have to pay out 20%.
Okay.
Okay.
Man, that's a lot of gold.
So if somebody wants to write down the bag of gems, I know he's handing them out to everybody, but you can pretend that you all kind of organize yourselves and keep track of it. Whoever wants to be the party treasure keeper. It's like, and you can have 2 people do it too. Like if noforn and Enara want to do it, that's fine. Just keep track that you now have bag o' gems equals 60 gold pieces. 60 GP.
Got it. Yes.
Okay.
Well, while I hand them over and everybody is like doing all that, I would like to say as Yawn approaches blah blah, did I do good?
Yes, I'm very proud of you. Good job. You're learning to play this.
He pats himself on the head. That's awesome. All right. You have found the hidden loot in the shack. And Enara, you've been kind of eyeing the inside of the tower. Do you share what you've seen with the rest of the group? Let's hear you do that.
Yes. Well, I'm so glad we found some gems. So exciting. So far what I see a lot of like barrels and brooms barricading. It's really hard to tell if they were trying to keep something in or out, but it does look like they put stuff against the door. I do see a door slightly open as well, but yeah, maybe we can find more loot, or maybe who or what brought back the undead. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I agree. I'm ready.
We should definitely be careful, Corporal Culver says. If the person that brought these folks back is using this as their demesne, then they might still be here. We might be in danger. So I suppose we should be careful, eh?
Yes, definitely. We should be cautious and quiet.
Hmm.
I'm looking at you, Yawn.
Well, shall we all shuffle into the place together? Who wants to go first?
I'll go
Yawn
first.
immediately starts going first.
I can stick by close since I can see in the dark.
Yeah.
All right, so technically, I believe the other elves also have dark vision.
Oh, cool.
They just don't have to the same distance.
Gotcha.
But once you're
Yeah.
inside the tower, you can all see. The only one that has a problem is Corporal Culver, and he says, I don't suppose you magician types have some sort of magical light that we could produce.
Yeah.
Indeed. I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Do
do both Enara and Krinoa, like I'm assuming Enara you would like light up your shield, or excuse me, Krinoa would probably light up your shield, and Enara you would light up the end of your staff?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have dancing lights. I don't know if that's.
Oh no,
something,
dancing
but
lights is
something different.
yeah, I thought you were gonna use the
Okay.
light cantrip. No, dancing lights is a spell you'd want to use in a different capacity.
Okay.
So if you don't have the light cantrip, then I believe Krinoa does, though, right?
I do. Yes.
Okay,
Cool.
right. So you want to be like in the middle of this party, like here?
Yeah.
All right,
So
Corporal
there's-
Culver will bring up the rear then. And you guys make your way into the foyer of the tower. And yeah, just as I described it, it's dusty and dank. It smells like mold. There's a rotting crate and barrel to the left there. There's a bunch of barrels, crates, and furniture stacked up against the door at the end that seems to lead to probably the barracks and maybe a the barracks and potentially a food hall or whatever. There are table and chairs and steps leading up to the second level. Based upon what you saw on the outside, it's a 2-story effectively, although, just as they had, that you can use the roof as a 3rd story to help defend it. It's designed that way with the parapet at the top. So that's why they called it in the report a 3-story tower, but that's in terms of defensive positioning, not actual, usable space. Although suppose somebody could camp on the top if they wanted to. But yeah, so you can either try and that door that's barricaded. Like I said, it's kind of broken and split open and partly cracked open, like something or somebody did, push it open somewhat. And there's stairs leading up to the next level.
Okay.
I think Leoro wants to investigate, I guess, the surrounding area for maybe signs of life.
Okay,
Or-
so you're gonna investigate. You're gonna search this room for just basically anything of knowledge or value, or okay. Does anybody want to help him do that, or what is everybody else going to do? Okay, Yawn's going to try. Yawn and Yip Yip are going to try and help him search. Okay, what about Enara and Krinoa?
Where are you guys investigating? Are you going through the door or up the stairs?
The first floor, where we're at
First
right
floor.
now.
So to
Okay.
get through the door, it's going to take some time to pull all the stuff out of the way, or to it could be dangerous to crawl over it because, it could crumble apart and so yeah.
We can also help remove.
Okay, so
the
everybody's
stuff.
going to take time to search. Everybody roll me an investigation check. And I'm just going to have Leoro roll an investigation check at advantage because he has people helping him. But Yawn, you don't have to roll since you're supporting him, and the other 2 folks are just searching. So everybody except Yawn roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Oh.
Got it.
Got it.
Okay,
Got
what
it.
did you get for your investigation checks? Start off with Leoro.
I got 21 total.
Okay. And Krinoa?
12 total.
Okay. And Enara?
6 total.
Okay. Krinoa and Enara don't really find anything, but really, honestly, neither does Leoro, other than he now confirms the barrel has got some what do they call it when water, some stagnant water in it, some old stagnant water molded over and stuff, and the crate is got rotted food. Kind of searching nearby that strange barricade. It definitely looks like the people, some of the soldiers had created this barricade to block that pathway, block that door. On the table, there's an unlit candelabra, and that's it. There's not really anything else of value in this place, or value or knowledge, at least not in this first chamber.
Okay.
It seems like there isn't really much here. Y'all want to investigate the second floor?
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds like a great idea. But we should
All right.
still be careful and cautious.
I'm going to assume the same party order as before, if that's cool with you guys. Yawn first, and then probably behind him is going to be Krinoa, since she's got the light source, and then Enara, Leoro, and then finally Corporal. So, what I'm going to do is
Everything vanished. Ah!
Where did it go?
Lero's got tiny tank.
Too much meat.
I go too. I have to be for a while.
Funny how they always do that together, I've noticed.
Roll an investigation check.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a whiteboard.
So what I'm going to do is, it's obviously in the same space, but now you're on a different level. So, at this level, you notice that there are effectively arrow slits. It's all like you basically come up the stairs, and it's effectively there are arrow slits out from this level. It's basically small windows over here as well, and there also appears to be in the back a stone wall here and here.
Thank you.
And over here on this side next to there's another, basically it looks like a larger chamber with a closed wooden iron banded door, and then there's another stone chamber with what looks like a cracked open, kind of shattered, broken door with some debris and What's everybody's passive perception?
Mine is 16.
Anybody with a 15 or better? I think it's only the cleric, but I could be wrong. Yeah.
What is the passive perception?
So it's going to be at the very bottom of your underneath your skill checks.
Oh yeah, I found it. Like bottom left.
Oh, okay. I got a 14.
I have a
14.
12.
12 and Yawn.
13.
Okay, so only Krinoa notices back in the back of the broken open closet. It's obviously a storage closet of some kind, and the door is rubble, and there's other rubble, like as if it's a stone. It's almost like a little mini stone building on this level, because it doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling, and neither does this one. It does have a wooden roof over it. But the wooden roof over the closet is kind of collapsed, so there's a lot of rubble. But Krinoa notices in the back here, there's a little chest. And there's a ladder here that leads up to the 3rd floor, which is the roof of the tower. And I'm going to assume that you guys step out into the place. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're all kind of, you've filed up. All right. So that is what you see. The place again is dusty and moldy smelling. There's no other furniture in this chamber. Obviously, this was a chamber designed, the 2nd story defense position to look down on the courtyard. And that closet seems to be some sort of storage closet. You don't know what that other chamber is.
Well, everyone, I did seem to notice that there is a chest nearby. Do we want to potentially see what might be inside it?
Yeah.
Sure. It is there to investigate.
So she points it out, and now that she's pointed it out, you all kind of peer, I'm going to move you all. So she comes over here and points it out, and now you all kind of poke your head around to see what she is talking about. And you all see through the shattered door a chest that's just basically in the back corner, just beyond the rubble.
Looks spooky.
Indeed. Who would be a brave soul to take a look? Okay. Thank you, Yawn.
Oh.
So Corporal Culver chimes in and says, do we think that Yawn is the best person to be checking the chest like that? I mean, no offense to you, Yawn. You're great at what you do, but are you the best at searching and rooting through things and such like that? It seems to me, based upon the dossier that the captain put together on all of you, that I think Leoro would be the one to be best to check it out and stuff. You might want to look for traps or something too.
Sure. Yeah, I can investigate and make sure it's safe.
Sounds like a plan.
Sorry. Your stick has
So
not spoken.
just as you're beginning to step forward to go in and check it out, Yawn, you notice Yip Yip sniffing at the air and start to growl.
Oh.
Oh. Roro, careful. Yip Yip smell bad.
What does it smell like?
Danger.
Oh no.
Oh.
I'll be extra careful then.
All right, so do you step over the rubble and go up to check out the chest?
Yes.
All right, you step over the rubble and go to check out the chest. And just as you reach down to start investigating the chest, suddenly the chest mouth opens up and a big purple tongue comes out.
Oh no!
And it goes,
Yeah. Put that tongue away.
and then it says, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I thought you was a rat. You all don't look like rats. You look like humanoids. I don't like eating humanoids. They taste nasty. I prefer rats and snakes and bugs personally. So if you don't mind getting out of my little home here, I won't have a problem with you if you don't have a problem with me. I'm not the kind of mimic that normally eats adventurers, so the pleasure to meet you. My name is Maud.
Oh, yeah. Well, nice to meet you, Maud. I'm sorry for potentially having to touch you without your permission, but yeah, I'll go on my way and we'll get out of here.
Hold on.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Are you all like gonna explore this tower? You know, if you find any rats or snakes, you can like send them my way. I'm pretty hungry, you know.
Sure.
Thank you for your kind words, Maud. Krinoa kind of goes back to the group and asks everybody to huddle in and suggests, hey, I think Maud might be a really great, creature to talk to. Maybe it can provide us some insights about what's going on here. Maybe if we can find a rat or something else that he could use or they could use, we might get some more information. What do you all think?
Sure.
That's a great idea. There's bound to be a rat here somewhere with all of this rotten food.
Well, what about it? Some of our rations that you all been hunting and stuff. We might be able to just cook them up some victuals. I think we still have some of that stew left over. Maybe he might like something tasty like that.
True.
By the way, I'm gonna slightly retcon. I misspoke his name. It was out of habit. The guy's name is Maury, not Maud.
Oh, Maury.
Maury.
Yeah, I have to be careful because I've already used Maud as a mimic before. It's kind of like a thing I like to do. Yeah, most DMs, a mimic is just a monster that wants to eat your arm off. But in my universes, I like to have mimics be somewhat friendly, and they all have an M name. So
Nice.
Beautiful detail.
So what did I say, Maury? Right?
Maury.
Yes.
Maury.
Maury.
That's Maury.
So Corporal Culver, he whips out in his pack. He's got some, like sitting in some sort of container. Some of the stew he had made when you guys had a little bit left over. And he says, "Who wants to feed him?"
Oh,
I think Enara does. She's very friendly.
I'll do it. Yeah.
I approve.
I'm down.
All right.
Yawn
So you
would just
trade
stew.
places with Leo, and as soon as you start to move, towards, you have the container open.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say as you're moving towards the closet?
Enara walks over to Maury and greets him in her friendly manner as she would with anybody. Like, hi Maury, so we do have this stew with us right now if you're wanting some. What do you think about that? Have you ever had this before? Or would you like to try some, see if you like it?
So his tongue comes out and starts to drool, and he says, "Well, I've never had something like that before, but it sounds kind of yummy, I suppose."
Okay. I'll go on ahead and just pour it over your tongue. Here you go.
He opens his mouth super wide. You pour some of the stew onto his tongue and down his throat, and he laps it up real quick. Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
I'm so
Yawn
glad that
pulls
you
on
like it.
Blabla's dress. I don't think Yawn should be watching this.
Just look away, Yawn. It's almost over.
Wow, you friendly adventurers, you know, killed Maury. That's awesome. Let me
Oh no. We would
Thank you
never
for
do
not killing me
that.
on sight, you know.
Of course. We're so happy that you like the stew, and we actually had a couple questions, if that's okay if we ask you.
Well, I'll do my best to answer your questions. I'm not exactly the brightest bulb, but sure. Whatever a bulb is. I thought a bulb was like a flower, so I don't really know what that means.
Well, some flower bulbs can be bright, so you're not missing the mark there. We were wondering if you've seen anything here recently, or maybe something unusual, maybe someone or something bringing back the dead, anything like that.
Oh, well, see, I only moved in here about, I don't know, three or so sun cycles ago. So, you know, I can't say as I know much. I noticed that there are those dead things around, but since I'm not technically like alive in the sense of a normal living creature, they kind of left me alone, and so I just wandered up here and decided this would be my little home, and I'd catch any stupid rats or snakes that happen to come in.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess, you know, looks like a long time ago somebody did something hinky, and there's some nasty critters running around. Be careful, because, you know, they'll probably be gravitating to you living creatures. I'm not sure, you know, they pretty much leave me alone though.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad that you're staying safe here. Did anybody else have a question for Maury?
How do you bathroom?
What?
Don't mind him.
Yeah. But also, my friend Yawn means to say, how do you, when you consume things, eject those things and digest them?
So, I don't have the same kind of sort of systems inside that you humanoids have. So, I don't know where it goes.
Makes sense. Maury, are you able to hear things? Did you hear anything maybe unusual recently?
Oh, recently? No. Nope. You know, just the usual critters running about. You all are the first humanoids I've seen come this way, and well, since I've been here anyway. This place is kind of lost.
How long have you been here?
I've been here, like I said, 3 sun cycles.
Okay.
Not very long.
He means 3 years, effectively.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
that's what I thought.
Oh.
Okay, well, you've been here for quite some time. Well, I'm so glad you enjoyed that stew, and thank you for answering our questions. Maybe
You
we
all
should
do remember from the report that this happened. The tower went missing, at the start of the war, which was 10 years ago. So he basically has come somewhere in the middle afterwards.
After?
He does
Okay.
say, "Oh, I can share that there's that other room that's all covered up down there below. I tried to get in there, but all that debris in the way kind of made me worry about slipping and sliding and getting hurt. Plus, got a creepy feeling from that place, and I heard weird, creepy noises. So you all might want to be careful if you make your way, through that area. I think also when I was casing this joint, I wandered around the building. I think there might be like a backside door, although I think looks like it was barricaded up too. And but there might have been also a split wall somewhere, or maybe a collapsed ceiling. So but I didn't. This seemed like a good spot for me to park, and it's been pretty lucrative, at least for the most part.
Okay. Nice.
And I'm assuming you can't climb ladders with your tongue, right?
Oh, I can climb pretty much anything, even the side of the tower. You see it? He sprouts legs like something from the movie The Thing, and he kind of stands up, and then he kind of, sees that you're all a little bit freaked out by it, so he sits back down and retracts his limbs.
Okay. Do you know what's above us?
Well, that's just the roof. Pretty much nothing up there.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
I was tempted to make my home up there, thinking maybe I could catch, this stray bird or squirrel, but I felt like that this room here would be better for, getting the creepy crawlies at night.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I'm glad it's worked out for you.
How heavy is a mimic?
I mean, your character doesn't necessarily know that, so.
How heavy are you, Maury?
He's like, well, that's an embarrassing question to ask a girl. Of course, I'm not really a girl or a boy, so I guess it's okay. I don't know. I guess I'm about as heavy as a full chest.
A chest full of what?
I don't know. Stuff, treasure, junk.
Okay.
Yawn asking, I'm talking towards the pack. Yawn asking because Maury said the undead will have attraction towards us, but not towards Maury. What if we bring Maury and he hide our scent with their own?
Is that possible?
I mean, we'd probably have to ask Maury if they even want to come with us. I mean, they've been living here for quite some time. Not sure if they'd be willing to join us, but we could certainly ask.
Do we have any more food? Maybe we can ask them to scout for us.
We might still have some. There's still some stew left. I didn't give him all of the stew, and let's
So
continue.
you want to try and persuade him to be a scout for you? All right, so your character being the charismatic one, Enara, is the persuasive type. So I need you to roll me. I believe it's literally called persuasion. If you said,
Yes.
Yeah. So first, I want you to role play me an argument, and then I'm going to have you roll.
An argument? Okay.
Yes.
What do you mean an argument?
like what's your pitch? What's your sales spiel?
My sales pitch here. Okay, gotcha. Alrighty. So, Maury, we've been talking, and it's totally up to you. We don't want to pressure you or anything, but I think we like you, and you think you're pretty cool, and we do have enough food to share with you if you are wanting to stick around with us and help us out. We do want to get through and maybe investigate a little bit more, and we were thinking, since the undead leave you alone and we have all of this extra food, we could give some of you that food. That way you can hang out with us and hide our scent with yours. What do you think? I know it's a great idea, but I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Way to assume the sale. That's awesome. Go ahead and roll me a
Love it.
persuasion check, please.
I got.
Amazing.
I roll. Thank you. I rolled a 17, and I have a 6 for persuasion skills. So.
Okay, so you add 6 to that 17 for a total of 23.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. You make a pretty persuasive argument. You all seem pretty friendly and everything, but
Thanks.
here's the thing. Just because them dummy undeads down there leave me alone, I don't know if the thing that's living inside that other area is gonna be something that's gonna leave me alone. You know, so you know, it's kind of scary. You're gonna have to. I mean, I'd be willing to do it, but just a little bit of food isn't gonna do it.
That's completely understandable. Do you know anything else about that thing? We would also gladly and happily protect you. We're all pretty strong. We fought off a lot of those dead things already and did a pretty good job. We're still here.
Well, I don't really know what's in the rest of this place. You know, who knows? Could be anything. But
Fair
I'm
enough.
pretty cozy here in my home.
What if we help you catch some rat as well?
I do like me some rat meat. Why is that guy over there waving his arm at me?
Testicle. Why do you stay here if so afraid of the thing downstairs?
Well, I think it's probably pretty locked up, you know, so not really much to worry about. I mean, at least 3 sun cycles I've been here and been able to eat pretty good. Although this last few months has been kind of dry, so I really appreciate that thick, juicy, spicy, liquidy meat you just fed me.
Of course. Well, happy to give you what I have left and even more if you join us.
Well, so, you know, would I be like a hireling or like a companion? Like, what's your plan here?
I mean,
What's our plan?
what would it take for you to be part of our team? What are you asking? What are you asking?
Well, first off, you know, if you took me to any of the, you know, regular civilizational places and stuff where other humanoids live, they're probably gonna kill me on sight. So that doesn't sound very appealing. Now I can shape change myself into like a scarecrow, but you'd have to dress me and hide me and, you know, make sure I disguise me. But you know, I suppose I'd be willing to find out if you guys are, you know, it does get kind of lonely being a mimic, I will tell you that.
Aw.
I know how that feels.
Well, it's really up to you. We don't want to pressure you, but maybe you can join us in seeing what's down there. And if you want to join us, you're welcome to. But also, if we're able to get rid of it, then you'll have a much safer and cozier home here.
I'm not much of a fighter. If you get into a fight with things, I'm probably gonna just like, you know, pretend to be a chair or a door or something, hide away, you know.
That's okay. That's what
As
we're
long as
here
you're
for.
safe.
Yep. Yeah, we don't want you to get hurt.
And you'll feed me other weird foods that are tasty like that.
Yes, we have lots of weird foods for you.
It hunts very well.
Well, okay then. I guess I'm down. If that's all right with you all, I'd be glad to travel with you. I can't promise I'll be with you forever or nothing, but we'll just, you know, take it one day at a time. How's that sound?
Sure.
Perfect. We'll
The
take
more the
what we can
merrier.
get. Indeed.
Yeah.
Happy to have you.
All right. So Maury transforms himself into a chair, and with eyes on the you know, I guess you can't see, with eyes right here on this part of the chair, and just walks his way out of the room, and then he's like, well, maybe I should try and match you guys. So then he transforms himself what looks like a scarecrow, a naked scarecrow, just made of wood, you know, and
He transforms. Can he transform himself into a bow?
you ask him that?
Maury, can you change into string stick? The bow.
The corporal goes, you mean like this? He shows his bow, and
Yeah.
Maury's like, I can't change anything that's like mechanical like that, unfortunately.
It was just to put on my back, so easy to travel.
Oh, well, you don't have to carry me. I can walk myself. But if you want to, I suppose I could like turn into a big backpack.
It works.
He's like, well, okay. You sure you're okay with this? You guys aren't gonna like slay me as soon as I start crawling on him.
No,
No.
we promise.
As long as you
All
don't eat
right,
him.
I promise I won't eat your neck when I crawl on your back, because, like I said, I don't like the taste of humanoid meat.
Oh.
So he transformed back into the chest, then and sort of transforms into sort of a box with straps, you know, kind of almost like not really a true backpack, just kind of like from Demon Slayer, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he crawls up on your back,
That's
and yeah, just kind of wraps his arms and legs around, and makes him look like, you know, straps on your back.
Is that comfortable, Yawn?
It's not particularly comfortable, but Yawn is also pretty tough, so.
Not comfy,
Handle.
but this way people can't see Maury.
Oh.
Yes, I will. You'll be extra safe, Maury.
Oh, this is a clever idea. Oh, you know, if I'm uncomfortable here, let me shift my shape, change a bit here. You can feel him shape changing just the inner part of where the box would be on your back. At first, it feels all weird and wiggly and tickly, but then suddenly it feels soft and gushy, almost like a gel insole, because he's basically, you know, turned that part of himself into like flesh. So it's just like,
You gelling now.
Y'all like this?
he's like, I'll even, you know, hold your stuff for you if you want, just as long as you don't put food down in my gullet, because I can't help but eat it if you do.
Okay.
Anything else, though, you know, I'll be glad to spit up for you. Here, speaking of, I thought I might save this for a rainy day in case I needed it, you know, in case I had to talk my way out of getting killed by like mean old soldiers or something. Here, he goes and hacks up on the top of your head. Like I found this shiny white rock, and it's basically a diamond.
Oh.
Oh. Wow.
It's
You
not
got
a
another
big
shiny
diamond,
rock?
but it's a diamond. It's about, I mean, it's fairly big. And if you, Leoro, you want to give it an appraisal?
Sure. I'll do an appraisal on that shiny rock of yours there, Yawn.
All right.
I got
It is
intentional 20.
let me see what there might be actually info on the web on this. Okay, it's not a diamond. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to retcon because that's way too much.
I was gonna say.
5e diamonds are worth 5,000 gold, and you guys are
Oh.
way
Oh.
too low level for that. Sorry. It's a green one. It's a green gem.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
It's still a lot, but I'm gonna okay it. You're pretty sure this is a pretty chunky emerald worth about 1,000 gold.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I wrote it down.
Oh yeah, 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, you all can store stuff like that in me. As far as I know, you know, I I can hold quite a bit.
Oh.
Feel free to test me out. I'll tell you before I start gagging.
No gag reflex, huh? It's impressive. Sorry.
So, do you guys want to start trying to test out how much you can store in him?
Sure.
Sure. I have some gems here. I have 2 actually from earlier. Here you go, Maury. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
So he kind of makes a makeshift door at the top and pops it open. And so it looks like if somebody sees it, they just see a dark hollow space. And you pour the gems in.
There you go.
Oh yeah, the gems easily go in. Does anybody put anything bigger in there?
What about? I just want to test it out. My staff. Can you hold my staff?
You were shocked to see that your staff goes all the way into him and disappears.
Wow.
Wow.
Can we put?
Impressive.
Yawn asked, can we put him in the Colvorn, Calvivi?
Oh,
Put him in there.
Purple Culver? Can't put Purple Culver in there.
I'm not sure that I'm comfortable with getting inside of the guy. and then you know, Maury says, "Yeah, like he's meat, and I'll probably eat him if you stick him in there. So please don't."
It was Stick idea, not mine.
Do you think we can shove some of that furniture that's blocking the door?
He says, I can't quite get my mouth open that much. Like I could probably open it from the back and give you more of an angle, but I don't think I can get that much in there. I'm gonna have Enara roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. We got 12 and Arcana 16.
You remember, you know, growing up as a noble of your clan, that some of the elites had special magical equipment they'd carry that could basically is a little minor pocket dimension that can hold more in it than you would think, called bags of holding. Or you've also heard of fancier ones called handy haversacks. You get the sense that, you know, you suddenly it dawns on you from a hypothesis based upon his size volume that effectively you guys now have a semi-organic living haversack bag of holding. So what that means is that a bag of holding can hold, I believe let me double check what the 5e one here says. Yeah, the bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. The bag will always weigh 15 pounds. Now, in his instance, he weighs about 25 pounds on your back. So a lot lighter than you thought he might, but still a decent amount of weight to carry on your back. Basically like a loaded backpack, right? And he'll always weigh 25 pounds on your back, regardless of even if you fill him up. But so this is Enara. She figures this out and shares with you guys. I think, based upon you guys experimenting with it, and so the difference between a bag of holding and a handy haversack is that a bag of holding just kind of holds the stuff, and you got to reach in and root around and find what you want, right? Whereas a handy haversack, it holds less than a bag of holding, but you can basically reach in and whatever you want to grab, you can immediately grab. And this guy, this Mori, the mimic, now is basically a combination of a bag of holding and a handy haversack, in that it has the carrying capacity of a bag of holding, but it'll act like a handy haversack and give you whatever you reach in and want. But it can still only, even though it can hold 64 cubic feet and or 500 pounds, you can't stick something in it that's bigger than the opening.
Okay.
Okay.
This is cool.
That's really cool.
So you
How
guys
big is the
have a really cool, interesting magical item / newfound friend.
Heck yeah. I knew that was coming handy one day.
That's pretty cool.
Har. I see what you did there. All right. So, what do you guys do next? Oh, wow. That's crazy. What are you doing? Sorry, little Mr. Bug, but you gotta die.
Oh.
He wanted to become a character in our campaign.
Yes, he did. It was a rat. No. It was either a little spider or a little bug
Feed
that
it
came
to
in
Mori.
to crack. That's weird.
Mori ate him.
Yep, that's for Maury.
That's for the Mori tax.
All right, so you guys now have Mori, your friend, with you, and you have this other door in this chamber in here.
All right,
Let's try the door.
let's do it. I think we're ready.
Yeah.
All right, who's gonna investigate the door first?
Okay, I'll do it.
That'd be Leora.
I'll investigate.
What are you investigating? Just to see if it's locked, or?
Oh yeah, I'll investigate to see if there's any like traps or.
Okay.
Yeah, or if it's locked. as
Okay.
well.
Roll me an investigation check on it.
All right, I got 21 total.
Nice. Sure enough, you do actually find there's some sort of needle trap on this door, and it is locked. It would go off basically if you tried to pick the lock.
Oh. Can I attempt to disarm the trap?
You can. Do you have thieves' tools?
Actually, I do not.
Okay. Does anybody
I
have
can't.
thieves' tools?
No.
Didn't think so. So you can attempt to disarm it with a couple of utensils, like a knife, dagger, and a utensil or something. You'll just be doing it at disadvantage. So that would be a.
Okay. I'll attempt to do it.
That's going to be a sleight of hand.
Okay.
So
What is this?
do you want to do the sleight of hand, or do you want to have somebody else do the sleight?
What do you have?
I have a 3 for sleight of hand.
2.
I have a 5.
Oh, okay. So maybe Yawn might be the best He's quick with his hands. Sorry, that came out wrong. He's good with his hands.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean that
I'll
either.
sound right to Yawn.
All right.
Okay, here we go. I rolled a 15 plus 5, 20.
So did you roll at disadvantage? Did you roll 2 d20s?
Oh, no. My other one was I just rolled a 6.
6
Plus
plus 5 is 11. Okay. You do not disarm the trap, but you also don't make it go off. It did kind of bugger up the lock though.
Oh, damn.
It is just a standard wooden door.
I
Maybe
think.
should we still try to disarm it before kicking it in?
Well, based upon what your character figured out when you discovered it, it's a needle trap that only pops out a short distance if you basically try and unlock the door without a key.
Gotcha.
So you don't think that if you tried to bash the door in, you don't think it would pose any danger as long as you didn't kick the lock.
Okay. I guess we could try to brute forces. Who wants to do it?
The strongest. Beyond.
Yawn.
All
Think
right,
he wants
Yawn.
to.
So let's have you roll me a strength check. Basically, it's like a strength saving throw.
So I just add my circle to what I just
Actually, you
rolled.
can roll a strength saving throw, or you can roll an athletics if that's better.
Athletics is 6.
Okay. That's probably the same thing as your strength saving throw, but I'm not sure.
My strength is a 4.
Oh, you don't. Okay.
Oh no, it's a 6. Okay, yeah, I see now. Yeah, they're
So
both 6.
I think it's the
just
same
rolled
either
a
way.
12.
So roll a d20 and
plus
add 6.
18.
Okay. 18 is enough to kind of break open the door, and inside you find what looks like a bed chamber. There's a bed in the corner. There's a little round table with a chair. There's a desk over in this corner. And there's on this, even though this door is here, it's downstairs, right? Here you see an armoire. You think this was the you think this was the Sergeant-at-Arms room based upon, well, you don't think that, you know that because Corporal Culver says, just the layout of this one is your standard watchtower. This is likely the Sergeant-at-Arms room. He's basically the guy in charge of the boot forces, the guys on the ground downstairs and, you know, and such. He's the middleman, as it were. And there should be a lieutenant who's going to be the commander of this tower. But his chamber is going to be probably on the other end of the barracks, if the layout of this place is the same. So there doesn't appear to be anybody or anything in here, but you also haven't searched it for anything more of value.
Okay, we'll do an investigation then. Yeah.
So we'll just say that you all start piling in and helping search through the place. Without even, I'll have noforn roll with advantage.
Okay. I got a total of a 10.
Oh, with advantage, you got a total of a 10? Okay.
Yeah, my highest was 10.
Leoro's having trouble finding stuff. Yawn and Yip Yip, they're more interested in this sweat-stained bed than anything else because of the smell. Does anybody else want to search? Because he apparently is sort of just ignoring the desk and the armoire. He's kind of just half-heartedly kind of. He did open the armoire, and you do find in the armoire a few articles of rotten, moth-eaten clothing hanging inside, and there is a nice set of Masterworks studded leather in there as well. A fancy suit of Masterworks studded leather. But that's what he finds, nothing of value, but he doesn't really do a good search of the desk. Did the other two folks want to do that? Okay, roll me investigations. Anybody who wants to search.
Not me, because I'm distracted.
Enara, I feel like my abilities to kind of shuffle through rooms aren't too great, as I'm usually distracted with other things. Perhaps you would like to give the investigation a try? See if we can find anything else here?
All right, I'll try my best. I got an 8.
You got an 8. Did you even try their Krinoa?
I mean, I guess I can. I guess I was just worried because my skill was like not that high. But
I mean, your skill may be low, but it's not some skills kind of require you to be proficient in them, but most of them don't require you to be proficient, and you can just get lucky and roll well. So
yeah, mine was low
let's
too.
See what happens. All right, Krinoa regains her confidence. Right?
I mean, your best person kind of bungled it.
He's exhausted.
You did remember to add your investigation number to the roll. What did you roll? Like a 4, noforn?
Yeah, so with advantage, I rolled a 4 and a 1.
Okay. It happens.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
So TanTanTater, what'd you get?
I got a total of 8.
Total of 8.
Nice.
Okay. At this point, the Corporal Culver sees you all struggling, and he comes in and assists. He's gonna root through the desk.
The dust is getting into my eyes.
Yeah. So you all don't find you miss an obvious drawer in the desk, all of you. And in this drawer, though, hidden in the back, kind of somewhat hidden in the back, he finds a leather-bound journal.
Ooh.
And no, not a leather-bound journal, just like a regular kind of book style journal. And it's barely hanging on by a thread of life, only because it was tucked in the back has it escaped the ravages of mold and time. But he carefully opens it up and shows you guys, and kind of flipping through it, most of the beginning parts of the journal indicate the usual kind of boring this, boring that, no kind of things have occurred. Occasionally they have to, chase off a bear or some wolves. Nothing, not actual combat. It's a boring post. He does, and this is from 10 years ago. Keep that in mind. And you can tell that he was stationed here, based upon the dates on it, he was stationed here for about 6 months. And then late into the journal, it changes a bit. And one interesting thing of note is, oh yeah, this is not good. Our well out back has dried up, so we needed to go dig another well. And we've did a survey and found a decent potential spot not far away. And then he talks about that while we were digging the well, though, this is obviously the next day after they found the spot and started digging. We didn't get very far into it, but it was this well spot was by a creepy old oak tree that was kind of old and rotted. And it was weird how the animals avoided this place, but this seemed to be a perfect spot to find the well, to get a well. And lo and behold, as we dug deeper into the ground, got about not even halfway, maybe a quarter or a third of the way towards the well. Apparently, one of the soldiers came across some sort of glass orb or something. It seemed to have a weird greenish hue to it.
Oh.
And he immediately found it to be a little bit sus. So he was a wise soldier. He went and got the lieutenant. So by the way, this guy's name is Sergeant Hanover, and he mentions the lieutenant, Lieutenant Chauncey. And he says, Lieutenant Chauncey, of course, he came, got me, and I got the lieutenant. We went and checked it out, and sure enough, it's got a weird feel to it. We were kind of too scared to touch it, so we carefully put it in a sack, and the lieutenant decided he was gonna keep it in his room for now and start writing a report on it. And when there's a change of the guard next, we'll take it back with us and share with the captain of the watch. And then the next journal entry talks about how the Lieutenant Chauncey's acting kind of weird, and some of the other men are starting to get really rattled, as if they've been at this guard post for years. They're showing signs of some sort of stress trauma, or they're just agitated to no end. And then it's got a bit concerning, but we did finish the new well, and it's good that we finally have a good water source. And then the next entry is like, we had to lock up Private Leon. He was getting just overly rowdy and violent. I'm considering sending one of the other soldiers back tomorrow, so that we can let them know that that there's something weird going on here. I have this weird feeling. The lieutenant keeps acting stranger and stranger too, and he's, I indicated to him that I think there may be something weird going on with that green orb that we found, and that we need to maybe put it back or get rid of it or something. And wow, he flew into a rage. I've never seen him like that before. And In the next entry, he says, hopefully I can talk some reason into him, and we can send somebody back to help us figure out what's going on here. And then the next entry is like, basically, this might be my last entry. Things have gone to hell in a handbasket. All kinds of weird shit is happening, and some of my men are dead, and I don't know what to do next. But, and then that's it. That's all that's left on the journal.
Seems like the source of everything that's been going around here was that green orb. Maybe we should try to find it. I mean, who knows if it could be in this room, in this tower, or somewhere else.
Well, you're pretty sure with all of you searching, it's not in this room. I'll tell you that. You guys, even though you rolled badly, you spend time turning the place upside down, and you're confident that it's not in this room. And then I'll even kind of exposition a little bit. You guys take the time to climb up the ladder to check out the trap door at the top and go up to the roof part of the tower. And, very Oblivion style, Oblivion remastered style. And at the top of the tower, there's a chair and a table up there and a rotted old bedroll, but it's all empty. There's nothing else up there. It's just the empty roof. It's a nice view. You can see above the tree line because you're at the top of a hillock, and it's a pretty view. But that's about it. There's nothing up there. And honestly, you end up coming back to the bottom floor again, and you basically this is where we'll wrap for tonight. But what you'll get to do is decide either you want to uncover the door, the partially open door that leads back into the barracks, or if you want to circle around the outside of the building and check out what Maury said about there being maybe a side or back entrance, or maybe some other way of gaining entry into the building.
Okay. Cool.
Was there anything else that you guys wanted to say or do to each other? Have any conversations about any ideas of what you all think is going on? Or what you want to do next?
Well, if this green rock or green orb is the source of these, the men probably going mad, we'll have to be very careful, and any signs of anybody acting weird, we should probably address it. But as far as investigating, do you guys want to split up, or do you guys want to go through the rubble head on with everybody?
Ooh. Oh yeah. I wouldn't mind either, but I figured Yawn would want to stay together as a pack, and we should respect what we want as a group.
Okay.
I concur.
No. Okay.
I think Yawn would as well.
And Corporal Culver says, "Sounds like a plan to me. Of course, we definitely agreed with Yawn that we should stick together, especially with something as dangerous as this.
Yeah.
Who knows? Of course, if it's been here for 10 odd years, what sort of impact it would have, or if it's even here still. I guess we'll have to find out. And with that, we'll leave off, and the next time that we meet, you guys we'll start off with you all deciding whether you want to, and how you want to enter into the barracks.
Perfect.
All right.
Sounds
Any other questions from you folks for tonight?
I
Awesome.
don't think so.
Actually, I have one.
Yes.
Is it the first time that you see a group take in a mimic?
Do you really want me to answer that?
Well, that's just I don't know now, and I'm scared.
would it be disappointing if I said no? It's not the first time.
No.
Okay.
No.
No, it's not the first time.
Everyone's creative.
Because I really liked your voice for the mimic, and I was like,
Yeah.
we need
So
this.
funny.
We need to keep this.
Thank you.
It's in our headcanon.
Yeah, that's my standard mimic voice. I also happen to use it for naughty black swords. So.
Love it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that to happen now.
Yeah.
Sorry, that won't happen on yours, on your things, but yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you guys the story about that another time.
Okay.
Right.
Fantastic. I want to thank you guys once again, and it's been a treat and a pleasure, and I intend you all had a good time. I am having a fantastic time. I love it, and I love seeing the surprise and the enjoyment on you guys' faces. And the same thing for all the folks in chat. Thank you all for supporting me and these amazing folks right here. So be sure to go. If you're not already following all of these folks, please go do so now. And what we'll do is I'll quickly. Is there anything that we'll go through and you guys can say when you're streaming next and anything interesting that you want to share. And we'll start off with CozyConChile.
Again, I'm CozyConChile. As far as next stream, it'll more than likely be on Friday. We do Mighty Mango Mate Fridays where we usually play Overwatch 2. Unless somebody brings up another idea and wants to play something different, but that's usually our go-to. As far as my individual stream, I'll probably be streaming next Tuesday and gonna be playing South of Midnight again to continue that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Epsyonz.
The next time I'll be streaming is going to be tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It is going to be an early access for a game that I am part of the creative program. And that's as much as I can say for now. Just join me tomorrow and you'll see what it is.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's exciting. Very cool. noforn.
Yeah, so the next stream will most likely be tomorrow, maybe 7 p.m. Pacific time, sorry. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to play, but in light of D&D, maybe finish up Baldur's Gate 3 or Avowed. But yeah, Mango Fridays. Mango Fridays, I don't know if I'll stream, but I'll be with the community. And then definitely Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to be streaming some Final Fantasy. So yeah,
I have an idea
Fantastic.
for the mangoes.
Oh.
I know this is like a 3-part thing that we're doing, but we could essentially restart Baldur's and make these characters in the game.
Ooh,
oh,
that'd be fun.
it's
Okay.
cool.
Neat idea. TanTanTater.
Hello. I might stream tomorrow. I might not. Work is working, so I'm kind of like on an open schedule. But definitely sometime this weekend, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. I'm hoping to finish South of Midnight. Coincidence. Cozy's also
Nice.
playing it, so. But yeah, it's a great game, and yeah, that's it for me.
Well, cool. For me, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have the next and last Legacy of Lore Masters Special Bandwidth and Banter Edition. Rusty Tonic's RPGs is going to be on the show. We decided we wanted to have 12 episodes of that, at least for now. I'm not saying it's going to be the last forever, just for a while. So, that's going to be 6 p.m. Central Time for an hour and a half. So, luckily, we're not shifting around too much. We should be able to check out everything everybody's doing. So,
Ooh.
awesome. Well, that's it for us, guys. Thank you all for coming, and let's find somebody to raid out to. Anybody have any recommendations, requests, desires of folks we should raid?
So many.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Right? Since the Mighty Mango Mates are here with me tonight, I'm gonna let them pick who they would like us to raid out to.
Oh wow,
There's
that's so
somebody.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stormy.
One
I have a
of their
lot of
favorite
people,
places.
friends.
People.
I know.
There's Sheep, Rube, Brian, Ty, Bacon.
Ooh,
Lapin.
There's
Yeah.
a lot.
lots of
Mando.
Maybe
Joel think.
Sheep or Ty, because I think Stormy rated Rube last time, right? Pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sheep or tie. Tile and iron. Or your cult leader sheep.
Your co-leader Sheep. Okay. Is that who you wanted? Yep. Okay. Cool.
Sheepy.
Yeah.
It was recently.
I have
Here
her.
is.
It was recently their birthday. Yeah.
Are they in a place where it would be good for us to raid them? Let's double check.
I believe so. Let me check their stream.
Yeah, they're just playing some Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
About 2 hours.
healing. Yeah.
All right.
And they
Well,
usually
everybody,
go pretty long.
We're gonna go raid into your cult leader Sheep. Be sure to share all the loves. Feel free to use whatever raid emotes that you want. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Oh yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank
This
you.
is fantastic, Stormy. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So much fun.
There it is. All right, starting this raid. All right, thank you guys. You're awesome. I love you all. Have a good one, and we will see you in our streams the days that we said, and the next Wednesday for the third and final session of the Flinty Brigade. Here we go.
Heck yeah.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye.